Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I firstly would just like to say I'm slightly uncomfortable and a little bit hot right now because there's people in the car right beside me, like beside my driver's side, and he's looking out his window right now and oh my god, okay, he moved. And there was a car next to me, but now there's an empty car park, so someone's gonna drive in any second now, I'm sure. But I could move to a more empty car park. I got my GYG for this mukbang. And I could move to a quieter car park now that I don't have to be like right next to the GYG. But I also can't be bothered, so we're just gonna embrace the shame and oh, someone gonna back into me. Oh, someone just walked behind a reversing car. Smart people. Oh my god, it's so close. Okay, I just need to focus. Also, I'm sorry if this is like very in your face. My camera is literally sitting on my steering wheel. Thank god I parked my wheels straight because otherwise the steering wheel would not work. But yeah, it's the only situation in my car dashboard that really works. So we're just gonna go with it. First of all, oh, the person's getting into the car next to me. I feel so uncomfortable. I'm pretending I'm on my phone. Can you please leave? Oh my god. There is a dog in his car. Oh, he was opening the window a bit for the dog. It's so cute. Okay, cut. Anywho, from GYG, which is like the Mexican place, I got a mini burrito bowl because I knew I wouldn't finish everything and I wanted to get chips as well. So I got a small chips, made it a meal. Mini burrito bowl with chicken, mild, no black beans, add guacamole. That's my order. And well, usually I get a large burrito bowl and depending how I'm feeling. And I got a little Coke, no sugar. That's mainly for my mum because I'm meeting up with her after this at the shops, and sometimes I feel like soft drink but not very often, so I'll probably have a couple of sips and then give it to her. But anywho, I'm more of a water gal. You guys comment below if like when you eat out, if you always get soft drink or you just have water, because I always just have water. Also, I turned my aircon off because, did I get a fork? Oh, thank god, imagine if I didn't. Okay, we're ready. So this video, that's such a long intro, but I'm going to be responding / agreeing to or denying your assumptions that you all sent in on my Instagram story yesterday. I'm literally so excited. There's so many. Thank you so much to everyone who sent them in. They're actually quality and I'm very excited. I've also, oh yum, do you ready? Oh, the dog's staring at my food. Oh, he's got his little wet nose on the window. Oh. I really want to show you, but okay, I'll show you. So cute. Okay, I'm gonna do these semi quick fire just because, as I said, I'm meeting up with my mum soon, but I'm very excited. So I'm just gonna go boom. Actually, I might go from the start. So I'll scroll down to the bottom to the people that submitted their assumptions first. So Liv said, you were an A grade student at school. Definitely was not. I think the only time I got an A in senior school, so here 11 and 12, was one time in PE because the subject for the term was dancing. And I was a dancer, by the way, if you didn't know. And one time in maths. I think occasionally I'd get an A minus, but I think that was rare. Also because I did the easy maths, just to clarify, it wasn't the hard one. Oh, another one, you were really smart in high school. No, I was not. I wouldn't say I'd say I got pretty average. I was quite smart in primary school, which is really weird. I don't know if it was just because the other people I went to primary school compared to me weren't as smart and I was actually average the whole way through school. I don't know. But yeah, I ended up being pretty average in high school. Lauren said, you really just want to be a YouTube / Instagram influencer. That's a good one. I'm also turning on the aircon, I'm sorry. That's a good one, and no, I don't. I actually just really enjoy content and I want to keep building it because I know I will want to use it for something in the future, if that makes sense. Not just to purely be an influencer as my main job. I would want to use it as leverage for something else, but I know that I've always known that I want to work for myself, and that's sort of, obviously in this day and age, that's like the most common way to do so. Not the most common, but it's obviously like a very accessible way, especially because I already had kind of started on YouTube and Instagram. But yeah, it's not the only thing I want to do, and I don't want to be an influencer as my career, if that makes sense. Amy said you want to move to Sydney. That's interesting, because me and my sister Amy were actually talking about that the other day. I don't want to move to Sydney, but my family, my extended family is from that area. And yeah, I want to visit them and I miss them. And I was talking more from a business perspective to my sister that I definitely think it would be cool to have some sort of business in Sydney, but definitely not anytime soon. And I don't even think I would ever live in Sydney. Maybe, you can never rule anything out, but I love Brisbane and I love all my friends here. And yeah, Heather said you're naturally skinny even if you don't work out. I did actually get a few similar context to that one. Oh my god, is that not the most aesthetically pleasing? I have to take a photo of this, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you're naturally skinny. These chips are kind of spicy. I would say yes. I actually, not to sound cocky, but I also want to talk about it because I want people to know that not everyone has the same genetics and the same metabolism and the same genes. So yeah, I would say yes, I am naturally skinny even if I don't work out. Only reason I know that is because during, oh my god, the people parked on either side of me are meeting up with each other. Why is that just my luck? There's a park over there. Oh, someone just took it, never mind. Far out. Anyway, and the reason I know this is because in year 12 I did nothing. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do dancing that year, and the only thing I did was PE at school and sport. And I stayed pretty lean during year 12, and then obviously this last 8 weeks of isolation, I think I've done a total of 2 home workouts the whole time, so I haven't gained any weight per se. My body fat and muscle mass ratio has definitely changed, but yes, I would say I'm naturally a lean human, and that's just because of my genetics. My dad's 6'7", so I'm generally just like, I'm a tall person, so I have a lot of room to like spread out my body fat, if that makes sense. Abby said you didn't like school that much but you still tried your hardest. Incorrect. First part's correct, I didn't like school. Second part, I honestly didn't even try that hard. I usually left my entire assignments to the night before on purpose most of the time, and I usually didn't study for exams, so please do not ask me for school tips because I'm the wrong person to ask. Okay. Oh, Abby said you'd eventually like to start your own business one day. Yes, I would, and I've actually just started working on that today, like last night and today that I'm filming this. Talia said you have a lot of money. No, I definitely do not. And yeah, I'm really bad at saving, like really bad at saving. Even though I've had a part-time job since I was 14, I do not have much to my name to prove it or to show for it. And I'm definitely working on getting better at that, but yeah, no, I do not have a lot of money. Not saying I'm like poor or struggling, but yeah, just the average amount, you know. Your favorite color is baby pink. That was Brittany's. Yes, it definitely is. I'm even wearing a pink jumper to prove it. Eliza said you always seem super confident and have your life figured out. Yes, I am very confident, but I don't have my life figured out because for a long time there I literally did not know what I want to do. And yeah, I could talk about that like literally as a whole separate video, so I won't go into it too much. But yeah, I finally figured out what type of business I want to start, so that's really exciting. And I figured out what I'm going to study. As you guys would know, I'm studying events management at TAFE, hopefully in the next enrollment or whatever. Ella said you miss living with your dad. No, I do not at all. It's the best thing that's ever happened to my fam. Rani said you're very passionate about health and fitness but wouldn't want it as a career. I just realized I need to eat at the same time. Correct, Rani, you are spot on. But honestly, wouldn't even say I'm that passionate about it. And honestly, that's the realization I came to, which is part of the reason I left PLC. Like, I was just like, I'm not passionate enough about this to do it and spend so much of my time on it, if that makes sense. But I would say I definitely enjoy it. I enjoy exercise, I enjoy eating healthy, I enjoy health and fitness, but I'm not necessarily overly passionate about it. And what was the other part? I don't want it as a career. Brooke said you loved high school. No, I did not. The social aspect was fun. I loved my subjects and most of my teachers, maybe half. Yeah, maybe half of them. But yeah, it was okay, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy it that much, and I definitely would not go back. You get along well with your mum and sister, Sophie said. I would say yes, we're getting along a lot better since living with just them. But yeah, I wouldn't say we're like as close as like what I know some other like mum sister relationships are. But yeah, we get along, which is good. We don't fight as much, especially now that my sister and I are older. I'm 18 and she's 16, so we don't really fight as much as we used to. Mum doesn't really like have a go at us or get us in trouble as much because we're older and we don't do things to get us in trouble. Jessica said you had a lot of friends in high school. Yes and no. I would say I had a lot of, I mean, yeah, I guess I would say I had a lot of friends. Like, my friendship group that I sat with every day and like my circle wasn't very big. Well, it was in a sense. I sat with a lot of different groups, so I guess it depends who you're talking about. But yeah, I would say I was in a position where there was another one similar to this, so I'm going to answer it now. But I would say in high school I was in a position where I actually, looking back on it, I think I was in like 3 different friendship groups like throughout the time I was there, like grade 8 to grade 12. And I would say I was the type of person that like could go and sit with pretty much any friendship group at lunchtime and it wouldn't be weird and I'd be welcomed and I'd just like go up and have a conversation, if that makes sense. And I definitely did that a lot, so I'm really grateful that it was like that for me. Gemma said you're super extroverted always. Yes, I would say sometimes I'm introverted in the sense that I will choose to be on my own or stay at home or be by myself over spending time with people. I feel like that's where my introvertedness comes out, but definitely more of an extrovert. I think I'm an introverted extrovert, if that's the correct term. I'll have to check. Oh, this was the other similar assumption. Lily assumed you don't have a best friend but a bunch of good close friends, and that is spot on. I'm the type of person that I have like a handful of people that I call my best friends from each circle and group and time in my life, if that makes sense. So I've got like my PLC best friends, I've got my Priceline best friends, I've got my high school best friends, I've got my primary school best friends, I've got, who else? I just like I always end up having a few close friends from, oh, my dancing best friends, of course, how could I forget? I just have like a few close friends from each circle. So like, for example, at my 18th, it was kind of funny because I brought them all together. I'm not the type of person that has like one big friendship group of lots of friends, and I prefer to sort of socialize with friends one-on-one, which I think I've discovered recently. But yeah, that was a correct assumption. Sarah assumed you're super independent and don't feel you need a relationship. Yes, that is correct. I feel that. I do feel, I have been feeling lately that I need a relationship, which isn't true, but I've been feeling that way just because I think I am the type of person that does really well with like a companion, and I like having that person to go to and having that company. But I am very independent and I enjoy being on my own a lot. Grace assumed you've always had good abs. There was a couple of those like skinny abs sort of questions, and funnily enough, I actually do. I think I have always, like, I remember there's this photo when my dog was a puppy and I was in my little bikini when I was, this would have been 7 years ago because my dog's 7 now. So what, I was 11 and I was sitting down and I had, like, she was a tiny puppy, she was on my lap and I had abs, and I looked back at the photo when I was older and I was like, what the heck? And I honestly just think it was because of my dancing, like particularly contemporary and jazz. I always did those at that age and they're really, really good for core strength. So I honestly think that's where it came from. And I actually have the clearest memory of when I realized I was a bit musclier and I was a bit leaner than like your average young girl. I clearly remember it. It was a really quick change at my dance concert and I was changing either out of or into our contemporary costume with my friend Jo. I really hope she watches this. And it was a beautiful white thingy. What are they called? Unitards? I think. I can't remember. Yeah, and it was for diamonds by Rihanna. I literally remember every detail. So we had to wear diamond earrings for that particular dance just because it looked really cool with the lights on the stage and the song was diamonds. So we were like frantically like changing our earrings, our arms were up and we were in the leotards, and she was like, oh my god, Ellie, you have muscles, because we were both beside each other facing the mirror, arms up, changing our earrings. And I was like, oh, and I got really bashful and shy about it for some reason. And this is obviously not to bag out Joe for pointing that out. We were literally, I think we were 11 then as well, maybe 12 or something. But yeah, like I clearly remember that, and it's so funny because that's how I know. I think I have always had that sort of physique, I guess you could say. Willow assumed you didn't like working at Priceline. For those of you who don't know, yeah, Priceline was my first part-time job. My sister still works there to this day, which is really cute. But yeah, it was okay. Like looking back on it, we had the funniest memories and it was like so good, and it was a really great first part-time job. But yes, I didn't like the managers at the time. They were awful, and it was kind of boring in a sense. Oh, the guy just like smiled at me. Oh well, whatever. He's an old tradie. Doesn't matter. Anywho, yeah, I didn't love it just because of the pharmacy aspect. There was a lot of old customers and I just like, sometimes they were cranky, and like sometimes it was very quiet because it wasn't in a shopping center, and it would get kind of boring. But other than that, it was okay. Jasmine assumed you were thriving better being single at the moment. I wouldn't say I'm thriving. I think I've just started getting to that point now, but for a while there I wasn't thriving, and I was sort of like, yeah, thinking about other people and trying to figure out like, yeah, what I wanted, and it was just a very weird situation, like a very weird headspace. Yeah, I sort of like was like, oh my god, like I don't know if I want to be single anymore, even though that's what I wanted all along. And I really missed having like a companion. I sound like an old person saying I missed having a companion, you know what I mean, like a partner to do things with. But yeah, I would say I am thriving now, being on my own. It's great. Charlie's assumption was you don't drink often. That is correct. I only drink for a specific occasion, I would say. I've only been out clubbing 4 times. Twice for my birthday and twice for Christmas last year. But yeah, I would say I only go out for specific occasions or reasons, and I only drink on those times that I go out. So yeah, I don't drink very often. No reason behind it, I just like would prefer to do other things on the weekend. But after COVID, I will definitely be hitting the town a little bit more regularly than I usually would, just because I do miss it, even though I've only been a couple of times. My friend from school, Katie, said you take heaps of baths, which is so random, and I literally messaged her about this. I was like, why did you write that? Like, I don't understand. I never posted about having a bath. The tradies parked on either side of me are leaving right now. They're gonna reverse out and see what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah. Katie assumed I have a lot of baths. She was taking the piss, but I said I'd include it because it's quite funny. No, I don't have a lot of baths. I just can't be bothered. Another funny one. My friend Abby assumed a man would win you over with a bouquet of stationery, and yes, spot on, girlfriend. They totally could. Wow, there's a lot of like, yeah, high school friendship sort of questions. Madine, I think, or Maddie. Oh, Maddie Newman, Madine. I'm so stupid. She assumed you were the popular girl at school. You know what's funny? My school, I feel like, didn't really have a one popular girl, if that makes sense. Like, there wasn't like the queen bee sort of situation. Oh, the van was making the lighting really nice. Damn it. Oh well. Yeah, so we didn't really have like the popular girl. There was definitely like a popular group, and I wasn't in it necessarily. So no, I wasn't. But I was popular in the sense of what I said before. Popular as in I wasn't hated, if that makes sense. Like, not popular as in like, look at me, like I'm the best bitch, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that, and I feel so bad for everyone that went to school with me that might watch this. like anyone that went to school with me, please think what you choose to think. I'm just explaining this really poorly, but yeah, we didn't really have that sort of thing, I don't think. But yeah, I wasn't in the popular group necessarily. And there's some really nice ones too. Mariana assumed you were so kind. That is so nice, thank you. Matt, what is that? I don't know what that says, but she says you work incredibly hard to achieve your goals. That is also so beautiful, and I'm so glad I give off that impression. And Saki, I think, assumed you manifested where you are now, with little fairy emojis. That is so cute, and looking back on it, I probably did without realizing. Now I definitely pay more attention to manifestation, but yes, looking back on it, I would say I have manifested. Oh, my mum texted me. Let's wrap up the video soon. But yes, thank you. I did manifest where I am now that I think about it. She also assumed you don't care what others think of you, or did it take, oh, it's like a question. You don't care what others think of you, or did it take a lot of courage to do YouTube and Instagram? Yeah, I would say I don't care what others think of me in that sense, but I also have a problem where in some instances, wow, I do care. I can't think of a good example, but like more so in public, in person, is where I get a bit more self-conscious about what other people think. Like when I'm out and about, for example, say like vlogging in public, I'm a bit like, oh, what are people gonna think? Like, people gonna judge me? Whereas, oh, it's so fizzy. I literally can't do fizzy drink. Versus like posting online, I just hit post and don't even consider what people are gonna think. Like I do, in a sense of, obviously I want to post things that are nice and like moral and all that kind of stuff, but I don't worry about what people think online as much, which is good. Aww. Annabelle assumed very nice, easy person to talk to. That is so sweet, and I would say I am an easy person to talk to, but I also do a lot of the talking. Like I'm very much a talker, so it has to be like a good conversation where we're both talking a lot, because I'm good in that situation. Jess assumed you were closer to your mum than your dad. Absolutely. And she also, did I say suggested? I meant to say assumed. Jess also assumed you're super organized, and if anything is not planned, you feel stressed. Correct. Ding ding ding, bingo, hit the nail on the head. Spot on. Why do you think I have 5 planners, all for different purposes in life? Honestly, if things are like, if I know there's something in my head, whether it's a list or a plan or an idea or a booking or an appointment, and it's in my head and I know it's not on paper or in my calendar or in my phone yet, I literally cannot fathom, like I cannot function or think without writing it down or putting it somewhere, just so I don't forget, and just so it's like in front of me and it's planned and it's there and I feel organized. Kate assumed you don't get body conscious. Yeah, I would say that. I would say the only thing I'm mainly body conscious about is my thighs. I would say that's my biggest insecurity. And you know, like most girls, I have a little look in the mirror before I get in the shower and I'm like squish this and pull this and that kind of stuff. But I would say on a day-to-day basis, I really don't suffer from body image issues much at all, which is such a blessing. I'm so sorry if anyone hears that and yeah, can't relate and you really do struggle with that. I hope it gets better for you, because I can't imagine how hard that would be, because yeah, I'm honestly blessed that I don't know, I've just never grown up having much worry about body image or self-confidence, so that's really amazing. I'm super grateful for that. Someone assumed you're going back to PLC. Definitely not. I've got other things planned now. Someone assumed you want to be a teacher. No, I don't. I would hate being a teacher. They also assumed you have lots of people recognize you. No, I definitely don't. I feel like I used to more when I was in school, but it would usually be like other school people, so it didn't really count. But no, yeah, I don't. Can I pick one more? I think I've done all of them. Oh, that's a good one. I'll finish with a juicy one. Chrissy assumed you knew your ex-boyfriend and you weren't meant to be, in inverted commas. And I would say yes. Also kind of finished, not quite. I would say yes, you're right in assuming that, only because that's mainly the reason I ended the relationship. Like, when I started to feel that way, when I started realizing like our goals and our future plans weren't really that aligned, or aligned at all. And we were just at very different places in life. Yeah, I would say yes towards the end. That's how I felt, and that's why I ended it, because why would you stay in a relationship where you felt you weren't meant to be, if that makes sense? Okay guys, the sun is setting really funny right now. It's like 3:40, and I just need to finish my chips, and then I'm gonna meet my mum. And honestly, that was so fun. I hope I covered a lot of different topics and didn't rush through it too much, but still answered a lot of them. That was so much fun. I'm so grateful to every single one of you who sent in an assumption. That was awesome. And I love that they weren't too mean and scary. But yeah, really cool. I love doing this, and I'll do it again for sure. So thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten all the way to the end, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the lighting change. I don't know if this is a good setup or not in my car, but we made it work. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you'd like me to do these a little bit more often maybe. If not, comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye.